Hello YouTube viewers and random Star Wars fans, so I'll be reviewing this, which is the Black Series The Force Awakens First Order Stormtrooper figure, and seeing as this was an SDCC exclusive, that makes this review incredibly late and irrelevant, but there you go. Taking a look at the box, you can see it has that white and black motif of the Stormtrooper armour, with the Star Wars logo in the centre and the Black Series written below. To the side we get a black and white illustration of the new trooper, which carries over to the side of the box, which is black, so this image is nicely juxtaposed as a result, plus you can see the First Order logo there and the name of the figure below it. On the opposite side we get a write-up on the history of Stormtroopers, which is nicely detailed, and if you want to read it then go ahead and pause the video. The black has these oval slots cut out of it, giving us the design seen on the walls of the Imperial or First Order space stations. The sleeve can be lifted off, revealing the figure and its accessories, and again we get the Star Wars and First Order logos, while the back contains a little notebook, but more on that later. Anyway, that's enough about the box, so let's move on to the figure itself. Alrighty, so here we have the all-new First Order Stormtrooper figure, and just like most of the other Black Series figures, this looks excellent. I'm going to do something a little bit different here and immediately jump to a comparison, so placing the new figure next to the A New Hope Black Series Stormtrooper, you can see that while the new trooper is unmistakably recognisable, it's also radically different. It's been simplified and streamlined in its design, a soldier for the Apple generation. All those tough angular edges seen on the original armour are now gone, and as a result we have this bizarre mix of sleeker, yet bulkier at the same time armour. Taking a look at the helmet, you can see the new redesigned black visor, which bleeds down into the larger black mouthpiece section, leaving the nose panel as a separate island entirely in the middle of the face. There's also a join with some clamps along the top of the head, so perhaps this is how the helmet opens, with the front and back separating. There's some black lines on either side, while the updated helmet has subtly retained those stripe-like sections on each cheek. There's also a silver speaker-like device on one side of the chin there too. Moving down to the torso, and you can instantly see the widened, flattened chest piece, which has ditched those blocky breast-like designs of the original. It has this vest-like shape on there with a black slot just under the chin, and a black vent can be seen on one of the pecs. The back looks pretty basic too, but again, I love the subtle callback here, with a peg hole and two oval slits next to it, as a nice nod to the original armour. The ab section below looks kind of similar to the previous design, what with the indented line design running along it, plus there are a few box-shaped compartments running along the top of the belt, while on the back that canister design returns, but is now much larger. The black belt itself looks good too, containing more white compartments, with some at the sides being slightly larger than the rest. As for the arms, they have these smaller, more streamlined shoulder guards, as well as white sections covering the bicep, as well as a larger guard on the forearms, which, if you look closely, seems to contain some form of communicator on both, which is a nice design, kind of reminds me of Predator. The hands are gloved with a protective panel on the back, and the palms are white with individual detailing of fingers and thumbs. The legs have these armour pieces at the tops of the thighs, which frankly look really huge and almost make the legs look disproportionate and somewhat stunted as a result. There are smaller guards on the knees as well as shin guards near the bottom of the leg, while finally the boots are just a basic white like older Stormtrooper designs, as well as this sort of ankle bracelet sort of thing on there too, while the undersides are white with a bit of legal guff and a peg hole on each sole. So overall for detail, it's a great little recreation of the new armour from The Force Awakens. Turning to articulation, the head can do the full 360-degree Exorcist twist, as well as slightly nod up and down and pivot from side to side. The arms can do a full 360 at the shoulder, as well as move out to 45 degrees. There's a 360-degree swivel on the elbow, which can also move in to 90 degrees too, while there's a full 360 on the wrist, which can also pivot in and out. The Stormtrooper features an ab crunch, which allows the figure to bend forward and back, as well as move from side to side, and this joint also doubles as the figure's full 360-degree waist articulation as well. The legs kick forward to 90 degrees, and can move out to 45 degrees at this joint too. A small pivot has been included at the top of the leg, meaning it can slightly rotate. There's a double joint at the knee, so the Stormtrooper can kick himself up the backside, while the feet can pivot forward and back, as well as move from side to side. So overall, yeah, a decent amount of articulation has been included. The Stormtrooper comes with two weapons. First up we get a smaller blaster. This has to be one of the tiniest guns I've ever seen a Stormtrooper carry. It slots into the figure's right hand and can be posed as though firing it with his arm extended. What's great is that this pistol can be clipped onto the figure's leg, which I think is a great touch as it eliminates the need for a bulkier holster. Secondly, we get this larger blaster, which features a scope at the top and is more reminiscent of the original weapons. This can be positioned in both of the figure's hands, and he looks very awesome indeed while wielding it on display. And just like the smaller blaster, it can also be clipped onto the trooper's leg. Another excellent bonus is this little black notebook, which details every design of the Stormtrooper seen throughout the course of the Star Wars saga, from the Phase 1 clone trooper all the way up to the new First Order incarnation. I particularly love this tracing paper piece, which when laid over the image of the armour gives you a breakdown of all of its components. That's just excellent. Doing a quick size comparison, well, you saw at the beginning of the video that this figure is more or less the same size as the classic Black Series Stormtrooper, so it fits in well with the other 6-inch scale figures from that line. So overall, what do I think of this figure? Well, it looks excellent. As always, the Black Series have done an incredible job of recreating the new armour from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. The figure offers some sharp sculpting work and has a high build quality. The articulation is fantastic and the accessories are greatly welcomed as they help complete its look. The added notebook detailing the various armour designs is also a brilliant inclusion and helps make the set feel like more of a collectible. A great update to the classic design, these definitely look to be the natural successor to the classic Stormtrooper look, and this figure really helps to do them justice. And so that does it for this review. I really hope you liked it. If you did and you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe for more videos and keep up to date with all my latest news and reviews by liking my Facebook page and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.